It's the Kyle Hyman Show on Redeemer Radio.
We're going to play a game called...
Trivia about holy African Americans.
Perfect.
So, fun fact, there actually is a Black Catholic History Month. That's November.
Okay.
This is just Black History Month
Okay.
in February. But, they count.
Yeah.
So, before it ends, like in 2 days, I figured we'd do some fun learning about just really amazing stories about some of the African American causes for sainthood going on
Okay.
in the United States. So, are we ready?
I feel like I'm going to learn more than I get right.
Yes.
Look at it that way.
I'm going to tell you some stories about them and then just ask one little question about them at the end.
Well,
I figured we'd all learn the most that way.
Let's go.
Let's go. Father Augustus Tolton,
Mm-hmm.
very soon to be venerable.
Okay.
He's servant of God currently, but his cause has been approved to move on to being venerable. It just has to be like officially declared.
Yeah.
So, very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting times for Father Augustus Tolton fans. He was born into slavery in Monroe County, Missouri in 1854 and escaped to Illinois with his family during the Civil War. He studied for the priesthood in Rome because no American seminaries would accept him since he was African American. He was ordained in 1889 and then came back and served for 3 years at a parish in Quincy, Illinois, before he was invited to minister at a parish in Chicago until his death in 1897 when he was only 43. What was the name of the parish where he served in Chicago?
Saint
We have one of these in our own diocese.
Saint John the
She
Baptist.
and her, nope, she,
Okay.
that was not a ding, that was a
Oh.
She and her very, very famous son actually are from Africa, so kind of fitting that he would serve at a parish named for her.
Oh, Saint Monica.
Monica, yes.
Oh.
So, very good news about Father Augustus Tolton, by the way. You can find out more about him, of course, all over the internet.
Yeah.
Julia Greeley, servant of God, was also born as a slave in Missouri. She moved with her master to Colorado when he was made the state's first governor. She was eventually freed and converted to Catholicism. Despite her own poverty, she spent much of her time collecting food, clothing, and other goods for the poor. She would often do her work at night so as to avoid embarrassing the people she was assisting, since there was still so much racism going on. Though she was earning only $10 to $12 a month herself cleaning and cooking, she used much of it to help other people who were poor. All of this made her become known as Denver's Angel of Blank.
Angel of Peace.
Charity.
Oh.
She, her cause for sainthood is moving along as well. Her remains were just exhumed last year sometime. Venerable Pierre Toussaint was born in Haiti and brought to New York City as a slave in his early 20s. He was freed after his master and wife died. 4 years later, Pierre married Marie Rose Juliette, whose freedom he purchased himself. They later adopted Euphemie, his orphaned niece, and also took in many other orphaned children over the years. He attended daily mass at St. Peter's Church on Barclay Street, which is the same parish that St. Elizabeth Ann Seton had attended. A little fun fact. Pierre donated to various charities, generously assisting blacks and whites in need. He was urged to retire and enjoy the wealth he had accumulated, but he responded, "I have enough for myself, but if I stop working, I have not enough for others." What was this work he was supposed to retire from that he was doing to support his family and the poor?
It was farming.
He was a hairdresser.
Oh.
Pierre Toussaint is one of my favorites just because I think that's just such a fun fact about him.
Yeah.
But also, he was so holy and good. Find out more about him. Venerable Henriette DeLille was the first U.S. native-born African-American whose cause for canonization was actually opened by the church. She was born a free woman of color in New Orleans in 1812. By 1836, she had inspired a small band of women to help her in assisting the sick and dying and to catechize among young people. They opened the first Catholic home for the elderly, and then by 1841, these pious women were recognized by the church and became a religious community together. What is the name of the religious order Mother Henriette DeLille founded?
The Sisters of Divine Holiness.
Holy is right.
Oh.
Sisters of the Holy.
Count it. Of the Holy.
Group of people who are related to each other.
Holy. We've already used sisters.
Group of people who are related to each other.
Family?
Family.
Oh.
Sisters of the Holy Family.
Okay.
Sister Thea Bowman is the latest African American to have a cause open for sainthood. The U.S. bishops just approved her cause last fall at their meeting. She was the granddaughter of slaves and the only member of her family to be Catholic when she decided she wanted to convert when she was only 9 years old. As she grew up, she desired to join religious life and became the only African American member of the religious community which she joined. She had a brilliant mind, a beautiful voice, and a dynamic personality. You can still see videos of her. She just died in 1990, so you can still see videos of her. She had a teaching career in her first part of religious life, but then eventually the Bishop of Jackson, Mississippi asked her to become a consultant for interracial awareness, and then she spent the last few years traveling around giving presentations and things like that.
Yeah.
What was the religious order she was a member of?
The.
Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration.
Huh.
Yes. Okay, last one. Servant of God Mary Elizabeth Lang came to the United States as a refugee from Haiti in the early 1800s. Didn't take her long to recognize that there needed to be education and help for the poor people there. She founded a religious order, the Oblate Sisters of Providence, and she continued her work until she was very old. How old was she when she died?
98.
Yes!
Really? That was amazing. Oh, I'm so excited now. I can go in peace now. I've redeemed myself.